What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Trinity. Well, we took evil hero FiendSmith to locals without Vicious Claw. This is pretty much 2 days prior after, but yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting deck. Not having the Vicious Claw just yet. The Vicious Claw will make it like a million times better. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to the channel, please destroy that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button for me so it can help with the algorithm. And, well, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump on into this Yu-Gi-Oh! Day episode. First one of 2025. Alright, you guys, on to round one, where I was playing against pretty much zombies. I think the really only reason I lost the round one was really just because my hand was kind of bad, and then super polymerization kind of just cooked me because the only thing I had were hero plays at the moment. I didn't really have ways to get to the FiendSmith engine at the moment because the minute I got two bodies on the field and, you know, potentially being able to go to the FiendSmith engine, it wasn't going to happen. But I think I started my turn anyway with Evil Assault, and then also to make the FiendSmith line even more dead, Zombie World was just changing everything I have and in the graveyard to zombies. So it's like, oh yeah, well, I can't make two monsters to... I can't make a fiend because it won't be a light fiend anymore. It'll be a light zombie. So that pretty much just had me kind of cooked pretty much from the beginning. We normal summon Stratos here, search a dust of gold, pitch a dust of gold to search, I believe, Evil Assault, because my hand was just kind of cooked. So I was like, well, I guess I'll have to do some kind of hero plays. So we go Evil Assault for Doom It, Dead End Prison. Didn't even get the chance to send a hero from deck to grave, and that was pretty much just game. So on to game two. I think I just had another hand where it was just straight up heroes. Even though I should have been seeing a lot of FiendSmith. So it was the same thing. Stratos, search gold. I believe we grabbed an Evil Assault again just because my hand was just... I was just not going to get there. See, this is where the Vicious Claw would come in handy because I would be able to use Stratos to search for Vicious Claw and then special Vicious Claw out of the hand in order to be able to just go into my links. But because of Vicious Claw not existing for us just yet, it just makes it a little harder to get two bodies on the field without using a Vision Hero play or starting off with some kind of special summon effect. So pretty much I was thinking about taking this list to YCS Orlando, but I was like, yeah, no, I gotta test this first. Even though, like, shouts out to Jaden BR, that video was very interesting, but I had to make the deck in my own way because I did want to play a little bit more heroes. But it is very certain that this deck will be a lot better once Vicious Claw comes into play. And as you can see, we're pretty much just kind of going back and forth here just because... But Favorite Contact pretty much just got me in this game. We made, I believe, we made Sunrise with Favorite Contact in order to grab Miracle Fusion. Unfortunately enough, I wasn't able to really swing over the Synchro monster because that was the one that was kind of causing me the most problems. So we Dark Supremacy, negate a Thrust. And then I believe we just draw for turn. We go Dark Contact, putting back two heroes to make, I believe, who did we make? Oh no, we used a Dark Supremacy first, and then honestly I can't even remember what these plays. I honestly can't even remember what was going on. I believe maybe I couldn't Dark Contact yet because I forgot I took certain cards out because I don't think I had Darkest Night in my deck list at the moment. He might have been there. I'm not quite sure. It's been a couple of days since I have pre-recorded this matches actually. But now you can see we get the FiendSmith engine going. We got, I believe, a Dark Fusion in my hand based off of banishing the Evil Assault for previous turn. And then pretty much Super Poly hit me again, but I didn't use Engraver's effect yet, so I was able to shuffle a Light Fiend back. Can't target the Mud Dragon to send it to the graveyard with Engraver's effect, so we just had to swing and run over it. And pretty much just had to sit on a boosted Engraver till the end of the next turn. Activates the new field spell support for zombies from Supreme Darkness. I believe it lets you send a level 5 or higher zombie from deck to grave. Then I just pretty much cut the video to where it got back to my turn because Cody wasn't able to do very much off of just sending the monster. And then, as you can see, after getting Engraver still on our field, we were just pretty much able to pop off right after that. As you can see, we go into Yama. I was just trying to do a little bit more combos just so I could show y'all just other things that this deck can do. And then, we get our card back. Miracle Fusion makes Sunrise. Then we we make Infernal Rage. Get our favorite card back out of the graveyard. And then I believe we were just able to win just right here off of getting Yama. Not getting the Sravara off popping a face down card. And then, because that game 3 took a long time. On to game 2, however, it was just 3 back row with like a... I can't even remember the name of the monster. So, Imperm on Stratos. We go Dark Contact into Neos Lord. Because we had Neos in our hand along with the Stratos. So, Neos Lord on someone, we take the zombie monster. And that pretty much is just able to just get us there. Super Polyed once again to make Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Same attribute, different types. And then we were just able to Hero Lives and still pretty much just combo anyway. But yeah, it was pretty much game after that when we were able to just do our combo. All right, on to round 2. This is against, I believe, Malice. I'm pretty sure. We won the die roll, so we're going to go first. We start off by normal summoning Dead End Prison by setting Shadow Mist. Immediately on the sending of Shadow Mist, we got Druis Wormed, which really sucks because since Dead End Prison sends its cost, it doesn't trigger Shadow Mist immediately, so Shadow Mist got banished before she could even activate her effect. And then pretty much got ashed on the effect of Sinister Necron to be able to summon. But that was pretty much this game because we weren't going to stop Malice once they go off. We started the game 2 again. Pretty much the exact same thing happened. Dead End Prison, send Mist. It got Druis Wormed. Make Backflash again. But this time our Sinister Necron was able to go off. So then we start going into our FiendSmith combo because I used Sinister Necron to summon a Dusted Gold, so I didn't have to get rid of my body. And then we got Nibiru'd, and then just doing more combo plays here, getting Graver back out. Then we make Yama with Shavara. No, we make Sequence. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys, because it's been almost literally a week since I recorded this match. It was literally last Wednesday, and I'm literally voiceovering these matches literally today on Tuesday when this video is going to be uploaded. So I apologize if I just sound like I'm just not sure everything that's going on. It's like a week ago, practically. I've just been doing major testing with heroes because of Orlando, so I've just been really sidetracked and into getting these videos out for you guys. But anyways, we're pretty much just sitting on a Rage and 2 face downs. I don't think we were able to do very much. We do the effect where we pop a card and then use Rage to get a card back to our hand by triggering Yama to special summon it back to the field. And then we go Lacrima combo by sending the FiendSmith in Paradise in order to use some effects, but the battle phase was going to get threatened there, so we had to just use a Rage effect to make SP Little Knight to just banish the Nibiru. And then we Dark Supremacy on the I think that's Dormouse. And then we were able to then Triple Tactics Talents to draw 2 cards. Then the Typhon came down, so therefore we had to immediately trigger Paradise just to send it to the graveyard. And then setting a card passing. During our standby phase or draw phase, we use Dark Supremacy to put heroes back into the extra deck. I really don't understand why Dark Supremacy didn't at least say draw a card. I really don't get that. You're going to allow me to put 5 cards back in my deck and not even allow me to draw a singular card? But I guess it's okay, because considering the fact that if it was able to allow us to draw a card, imagine if you just really needed to put heroes back in your deck, and they're like, oh, it lets you draw a card, I'll Ash. And it's like, oh man, I really needed those heroes. I banished this card, and I couldn't draw, damn. And as you can see, we got Nibiru'd again, but it just didn't matter. I was still able to go pretty much full combo and win the game. As you can see, we're going into game 3, obviously, where we try to imperm and then we Fowalos. But the only unfortunate thing with this was I don't think I was really able to draw anything helpful into breaking this board. Because you can see we didn't even draw anything off of the Fowalos except for one thing. We imperm the Link monster just to do it. We go Hero Lives, it gets Dominus Purged. We use FiendSmith Tracked. I think we added a Dusted Gold and pitched the Paradise. Using a Dusted Gold's effect, I believe we're going to search for a Dead End Prison. And pretty much what's really going to suck about it is it doesn't matter what I was going to do. So we summon Dead End Prison and then it gets banished. So we pretty much lost that game. But on to round 3 against Raziel. Hero Lives gets ashed immediately. Then we go FiendSmith Tracked. Pretty much just allowing us to go full FiendSmith combo, sending Desiree, equipping it to make Necrocrypt Princess. Then we link into Sequence. I could have just went for DD Wave King there, but the Sequence got Effect Veilered, and I really just couldn't do anything else. And then once I saw a Raziel card, I just pretty much scooped. I believe in game 2, we just go full combo, starting off with FiendSmith Tracked, pretty much just doing the same plays over and over again. Now we got Dead End Prison on the field, sending Sinister Necron, summoning out Rider to get Dark Fusion. Using Dark Fusion to make Infernal Backlash. Using the Dead End Prison and the Shadow Mist that was in my hand. Getting Gold and then the Dark Supremacy. We use the Dusted Gold to get Dark Contact. Now we're using Engraver to summon Engraver back to the field by shuffling a Light Fiend back. Now we make Sequence. Using Sequencing Effect to get Aerial Eater, just sending another Engraver to the graveyard to get as many lights engraved as possible. Make Yama, search for Shavara, set a card. We just didn't need the Dark Contact, so we just popped it with the Shavara to get it to the field. Now we make Abaku, and now we are making DD Wave King with our Infernal Rider and the Aerial Eater. And we used Abaku's effect, banish itself, bring back a dark monster, so we brought back the Rage. And then end phase, Abaku comes back to the field. Going Bonfire here, searching out Ice, and triggering X to try to negate a card on the field. He just negates the DD Wave King. I had a D barrier set the whole time. But now that the DD Wave King was negated, I should have just immediately went for D barrier right here. It kind of prolonged the game a little bit longer, waiting for him to just get these effects out on the field. So now he's just triggering effects to try to pop. But then I use Rage to try to link off with it. He crossed out Designators. He's trying to cross out Designator, the D barrier, but then I just negated it with Dark Supremacy. Goes for Thrust. I use SP Little Knight to banish itself and Abaku just because I didn't want him to search for talents and take a monster. But he searches talents anyway to take my DD Wave King. I'm like, okay, I don't really know what he's going to do with this. And then he just special summons a bunch of monsters in attack position just to try to attack me for game. But fortunately enough, he was saying it was game, and I was like, no, I want to get the math for this right. So now we're just triggering or my FiendSmith stuff before battle phase. I should have done it a lot earlier. That way I could use Paradise to at least send something. But we're making sure we're going over the math just right. And I believe I was left with about 300 life points left or something. So just enough to give me another turn. But that could have all been prevented anyway if I would have just... D barrier was nice, but I should have just called it even before the Detonator came out. So I wasted so many cards just on the Detonator even hitting the field. So I was like, I should have just not even let that happen. For some reason, I just feel like D-Barrier is just gonna end the world. But the fact that I allowed the monster to even hit the field in the first place, I was like, yeah, that was a mistake. I should have not even allowed that to happen. Because Detonator is such a powerful card. And I'm like, oh yeah, it can just... I try to negate its effects by attaching, and then he can just keep chaining to pop cards because it's not once per chain. I'm like, yeah, I should have just never let that card even hit the field. I should have just waited to see what he would negate first. And I was like, okay, and he negated the DD Wave King, and I'd be like, on resolution, activate D barrier. But we won that game anyway, so we're moving on to game 3. I believe we're going second here. Starts off with ice, imperm ice, sword comes out. I don't always want to negate ice, but just due to the way that my opponent particularly plays, they like to negate the very first thing that happens, and I just wanted to try and see what would happen if I did it to them. I'm just like, you know what, let me just throw something at you immediately and see what happens, because like sometimes I think those kind of players are like, oh, I'll throw whatever you have. If I have a response for it, I'll just stop it. What really slowed me down this game was the DD ground, because any kind of monsters I got sent to grave were just banished instead. I believe we used talents to take a monster because we wanted to take the detonator, so detonator popped itself, which was kind of like funny because it's like, well, you sure you want to banish your own detonator now? Because that's what's going to happen. And anyway, we go for, I think we used track to search for gold by pitching Neos. I can't even remember what else I had in my hand at the moment, because I was just trying to survive. We made an SP Little Knight just to sit on, and I think we just passed off of that. The SP Little Knight gets killed, and then continues to do the combo, because the SP Little Knight kind of just forced him to go into battle phase immediately, just because, like, dang, it's like you can just react to anything I respond with. But the field spell was still there, but I guess detonator, I think detonator didn't have any material. Field spell, he was trying to make another detonator. I was like, yeah, you can't make another detonator with your field spell out. And summoned everything in defense position just because he already had his battle phase, and we had our dark contact to make Neoslord. The other card over there is Baguska. That's what it was. But Neoslord sitting here was pretty great because it couldn't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So switches monsters to attack position, makes the worst mistake he could have made. He made Zeus over Baguska just because it had materials. So the minute he tries to like activate its effect to send cards to grave, so now a monster got. I hope this is the way the card works, because a monster did get sent to his graveyard. So, but it allows me to go to battle phase on my turn. So I declare an attack to swing on Duo Drive, killing the Duo Drive, and I was like, affect a Neoslord to take the Zeus, and then he was like, oh, I'll just change Zeus to send everything. I'm like, all right, and then everything got sent to graveyard, and then I still took control of the Zeus, and I was like, all right, and then we were just able to pretty much just Zeus beat down for the rest of that because he just had no follow-up for like 2 turns, and that was how we won round 3. So on to round 4, it was against Malice yet once again. We were able to go first, just going full combo here with our FiendSmith hero deck. We add the Evil Assault, I think, just in case something was to happen. So we use Engraver to come back, just pretty much just doing the standard combo. But I decided to just not go completely bonkers. Instead, I made DD Wave King just in case of a Nibiru, because it seems like people were just maining Nib at my locals that day, and I was like, you know what, let's just like play it safe, make DD Wave King. So I just sit on Neoslord, Rider, and DD Wave King pass, which felt pretty solid. So the first thing was Sky Striker engage, so I was like, that immediately told me it was Malice. Out comes the Sky Striker token. Well, actually, no, we just negated the Hornet drones, and then we used Dark Supremacy to negate the thrust, and had another engage in hand, which is crazy. And then goes a Widow Anchor to take the DD Wave King, which I guess I could understand, because it still has one more material on it. And let's see, summons Dot Scraper, which I think I remember the card was just glued to his hand that entire match, which is kind of funny. Makes an SP Little Knight. So as soon as SP Little Knight was summoned, we try to take it with Neoslord, and then we use Droplet just to negate its effects and keep it on our side of the field. Goes for talent, so I'm just like, gosh, he had every freaking every card, man. Like, just so many engage, draw a card, and then talents, draw, and then Allure of Darkness, and then once he was able to banish a Malice monster, I was like, yeah, it's over. It just sucks because I was like, man, I was just burning through all these resources just trying to stop him from comboing, and then just for him to just find a way to get a Malice monster banished. And I was like, oh god, now this is just full combo. Now, it's like I know I have like a bunch of follow-up and stuff in Grave, but for me, it's kind of like I just know when I'm beat. Like, if Malice gets to make their full board, you're not breaking that. You're just not. That's just the reality of it. But then, we go into game 2. I'm trying to go FiendSmith combo. He didn't want the DD Wave King to hit again, so we got nibbed pretty early. So now we're just able to normal summon Dead End Prison because we haven't normal summoned yet. So we were doing all of our combo as much as possible without even summoning. So now we're going to get to do hero plays here. We just got Dark Fusion. But funny enough, the mistake I made here was searching Stratos off the Mist when I actually should have just searched for Neos. Because if I would have searched Neos, I could have made Backfire to search for another card that mentioned Dark Fusion. And then we were able to make the Neos Lord because we kept Neos in our hand to use for Dark Calling or Dark Fusion. And I was like, dang, if I would have just not searched for Stratos because I just had to use it for Fusion, we could have just at least had 2 monsters on the field. But just trying to sit on this Neos Lord was kind of working out for the most part. What really got the game here was when he tries to go and link for Splash Mage. We go for our Lacrima combo just so we can get Paradise in the grave, which is a very threatening card for people. It's like, dang, I got to deal with Paradise now too the minute I do something crazy. But as you can see, I think the play is here. Yeah, we go into Splash Mage. The minute Splash Mage hits the field, we use Neos Lord to try and take it. And that pretty much just gave us the game right there because Neos Lord just took the best play that they were just about to go into. And then moving on into game 3, Malice is going to start things off. But unfortunately enough, it was just a set card pass. And you already know what a hero deck can do with just a set card pass. But imagine it being FiendSmith hero with just a card being set. So that lets me know that, they're not going to have a Moltres in their hand because it's kind of like, well, you have to have no cards in order to use Moltres. I didn't have any monsters on the field at the time, as you saw the Druid Worm, so I was like, well, we're just going to have to waste this Druid Worm anyway. So we'll go Requiem, target to equip, Druid Worm, the Requiem. We normal summon Dead End Prison by sending Necrom to the graveyard, triggering Necrom to summon Rider to grab our Dark Fusion. And I believe we're going to go into... we just went into Neos Lord just so we could take the Druid Worm, actually, which is kind of crazy. But what kind of sucks is now it's kind of like, man, if he finds a way to just get rid of this Druid Worm, he just gets to freely get rid of a monster. But, it happened right there with the Nibiru. Then I didn't even get to have my Nibiru token. We just had to pass turn and just hope for the best. But fortunately enough for me, it was just Nibiru 3000 to the face. I forgot I had to use a Link monster for Lacrima, so we were just having to draw for turn. So we just started things off with Engraver by shuffling a Light Fiend back, setting 2 cards, normal summoning for Wallows to go into sequence. I was about to just pass my turn, but I was like, oh yeah, we can just normal summon a Moltres here and just go full combo. Now we made Aerial Eater to send another Engraver to the grave. Then we did go into Yama to grab Sravara. We just target a Polymerization face down because we weren't going to use it. Then we go into Rage. We unfortunately took the trap out just because, due to the fact that we were going to go second. I didn't think it was going to ever pop up. So we had to trigger a Rage effect on the White Rabbit. I can't remember which one that is. I believe that's White Rabbit. We made SP Little Knight just to target one of the face downs, just to trigger and see if it was going to be like a trap card. Talents was to, I believe, take a monster, so we just triggered SP Little Knight just to banish itself. And another card goes into Splash Mage. We call by the grave the target he was going to have, and then Thrust came down, but we don't control any monsters, so it's just going to have to be a set card. He sets a D barrier, which I was kind of worried about because I was like, dang, if I have to go into some fusion monsters, this is going to be a problem. So normal summon Stratos, search for a Dusted Gold. I was like, we are not going to be able to fusion summon, so I don't know what I'm going to really be able to do here. We add the Dark Supremacy just for follow-up and a potential negate. We go Engraver here, put it back a Light Fiend, just to summon itself to the field. And I believe we just go battle phase from here just because we really couldn't afford to go into anything else. Now we go sequence effect, trigger its effect to fusion summon just because I was like, I got to get rid of this D barrier because I can't just let it sit there for another turn. I could have made like Abaku right there. I really should have. But I didn't want to lose that SP Little Knight interaction just because even though banishing a card doesn't seem that great because they can just probably bring it back with their own cost effects. But fortunately, we won this game just due to the fact that he set D barrier with thrust instead of one of the malice traps that he was going to need. But yeah, you guys, this is going to be it for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. I hope you guys enjoyed FiendSmith Hero, and I will see you guys in the next one.